Alright, so all wraps have a little thumb loop, and they usually say which side is down, but Hayabusa always requires to be fancy, so this one says this side up, regardless. So start of their thumb loop goes over, and I usually do, I don't know, about half a dozen wraps around my wrist first. Now some people say not to go too far up your forearm, but that actually gives the rest of the fabric something to grab to really brace your wrist, I find. So I go ahead and go pretty far up my arm and put a good couple of layers on there. Now, I like to go through between my fingers early, like that. So around, that's pinky. And then once around the wrist again, and then ring finger and middle finger. Be sure, it's easy to get it flipped right here. It's not actually that big a deal if you flip it, but all right, so then that's two, and then around my wrist again, and I'll actually go around my wrist a couple of times before I go back. Now, through these two fingers, I come from underneath. The other two fingers went across the top. These ones, I'm going to come from underneath. And so then it'll look like that. And then I go back to my wrist. All right. Then come in tight on the thumb, like that, and start going around the knuckles. You want to keep your fingers a little bit spread apart, because when you clench your fist, it'll tighten up. So I go 1, 2, and that covers up all those straps and gives you something to grab. 2, 3 or 4 times. As you do this, the strap will get a little bit tangled up. You can't do this with cats around, they'll attack it. That's not a problem for you. So like that, and then back towards my wrist. Makes it look kind of tighty. And I just start going back down my wrist. And I keep this pretty tight because I really need the wrist support. Okay, that's pretty it. Now, you can go back around your fist if you want to, but that's usually enough for me. So maybe I'll do it one more time and make it look cool. Doesn't hurt. All right, like that. And then finish up down here. A couple of passes around your wrist. Sorry about that. All right, and I just keep this Velcroed so it doesn't stick to itself as it goes around. So I'm trying to keep on camera. There it goes. And then finish up. Yeah. There's that. You got even each finger. Makes it nice and firm right there. And see, if you put those extra layers down up your arm, up your arm, it gives the rest of the fabric something to fight against. If you just, I've seen some people in their wraps end there. If you just go around your bone right there, the joint, then there's a whole bunch of play because it doesn't have anything to grab hold of. If you put a couple of layers down here, then the straps that actually go across your wrist have something to fight against, and it makes it nice and rigid inside your gloves.